Is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows? A couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford. You never know.
Victory, he just beat Canelo, the face of boxing. So that makes Canelo, that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
In Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
Crawford recognizes Vergil Ortiz as a talented fighter and commends his rise, saying he has what it takes to compete at the highest level. But when asked about the challenge, Crawford only hints that the future remains uncertain.
Now to Terence Crawford.
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford.
Vergil Ortiz calls out Crawford, saying he wants to face the best and that fighters like Crawford drive him to get better. Confident at 154, Ortiz is eager to take on big-name opponents next.
I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Oops next, it can be Spence next, it could be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it, because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just going to keep doing what
Vergil Ortiz says he's confident he could take on Terence Crawford even at his peak. He respects Crawford's record and studies his style closely, but trusts his own strength, speed, and timing. Ortiz credits his confidence to the hard work he's put in since moving up in weight, and while many see his claim as bold given Crawford's multi-division success, he believes no fighter is untouchable and that he can spot opportunities others have missed, stirring debate among fans and analysts.
Fighters that you would like to fight coming up?
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound for pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, oh, I don't like you. Like, let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills. And
after Vergil Ortiz beat Israel Madrimov, fans compared his performance to Crawford's fight with the same opponent. Crawford acknowledged Ortiz's win but noted he didn't look dominant, pointing out that Madrimov wasn't as sharp or well-conditioned as when he faced him. He suggested Ortiz's victory didn't prove how he'd handle an elite fighter like Crawford, calmly emphasizing that his own skill and fight IQ set him apart.
He was more prepared for my fight. If you watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him, and fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred. When you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. I did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him. Like last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz. Yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving.
Right.
In the beginning rounds, which that was getting him the rounds in the bank, but at the same time, he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Madrimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. I think No, Eddie was. I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said.
Eddie was saying that it was closer than that. Maybe Magimov could have won. He was saying. I think he was. I think he was.
He's trying to get you mad at Eddie.
Terence Crawford will face Carlos Adams on March 28th in Omaha as he moves up to the 160-pound division, planning to stay at this weight for 1 or 2 fights to chase another title and become a 3-division undisputed champion. Adams' strength and endurance make him a solid first test at middleweight, and while the matchup excites fans, it also sparks questions about whether Crawford will return to 154 to fight contenders like Vergil Ortiz or Jiren Benes. For now, Crawford is focused on adapting to the new division and proving himself against bigger opponents, with analysts noting that victories could further solidify his legacy.
Because they all understand that Terence Crawford can drop down to middleweight after defeating Canelo in September and becoming the undisputed super middleweight. Terence Crawford can now drop down to middleweight, 160, right? And become undisputed at 160 with 1 to 2 fights. 2 fights max, right? He'll be 39 years old in September. 2 fights, Terence Crawford can become undisputed, max at 160. He can fight Carlos Adames in March. And then he can fight the winner of Lara versus Genovic in the summertime, August, right? And this gives Terence Crawford the history he needs to 1000% cement himself as, in my opinion, it's all opinionated, but this just cements Terence Crawford as top 5 greatest boxers in history, in my opinion. It cements him as top 5 greatest boxers in history because this will make Terence Crawford a 6-division champion and 4-division undisputed champion. That's what that makes Terence Crawford. That's historic. That's absolutely historic. And if Terence Crawford can pull that off, becoming a 6-division champion and a 4-division undisputed champion, that's massive, right? In my opinion, those accomplishments in the fashion that Terence Crawford wins these fights, he's not just winning. When he beat Errol Spence for undisputed, he dominated and stopped Errol Spence in a manner not many people saw coming. When he fought Canelo Alvarez, he did exactly what I thought he was going to do, dominate that fight.
Vergil Ortiz denied reports that he turned down a WBO offer to fight Terence Crawford, saying he never received an official proposal. He insisted he would have accepted right away and expressed frustration over the false claims, emphasizing his respect for Crawford and calling the fight a career-defining opportunity, making it clear he has always wanted the matchup.
Terence Crawford, you know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class, but then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned down the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, oh, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes. But
what about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
More with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father really said
he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet. I'm not ready for him. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, You was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Jiren Ennis has shown interest in fighting Terence Crawford, praising his accomplishments while noting that Crawford now charts his own path after defeating Canelo Alvarez. Ennis said he doesn't pursue fights out of desperation, but sees facing Crawford as a chance to prove himself. After Vergil Ortiz's recent win, Ennis met him in the ring, sharing a friendly but competitive exchange that sparked excitement for a potential matchup, with both fighters signaling their readiness to deliver the fight fans want to see.
I think this is one of the best American fights that can be made.
For sure.
And with all due respect to everyone else around the world, I think it has to be in America.
For sure.
Right?
Gotta be. It gotta be. I feel like you gotta do this one in the States because everybody want to see it. Everybody go. I think it's a pay-per-view fight, and I think everybody will pay to see it, or everybody will come out to come see it wherever it's at, whether it's in Vegas, Madison Square Garden, wherever it's at.
What's your obviously you'd love it in Philly, but I don't think it'll be Philly, right?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
It's not gonna be in Philly. Yeah.
So where is the ideal spot for it? What deserves to host this fight? Which venue in your opinion?
To me, either anywhere in Vegas, so like the T-Mobile Arena,
yeah,
or maybe go old school MGM.
Oh man, I love the MGM.
Or we can go Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I think Madison Square Garden would be crazy as well. That'd be historic as well. So either one.
There aren't enough big fights at the big MSG. I'm not talking about the theater.
No, I'm
Theater's
talking about
cool.
the big one.
Yes,
I'm talking about the big one. That's why I say I want to.
Fights.
I always wanted to fight at MSG anyway. So, I like how it looks in there. It's real. It's really
incredible.
nice. When they have fights and stuff in there. So, for me, it would be either the T-Mobile Arena or take it back. We can go old MGM, or we can do, Madison Square Garden.
Do you think he would say yes to MSG because that's kind of a home game for you, right? That's so close to Philly.
I mean, I feel like he has a deep fan base, and I feel like all his fans and stuff will come. If it was to be in New York, I feel like they all will come. He got a good fan base. I got a good fan base. I feel like it'll make for a great fight. And who don't want to come to New York?
Oh my God. There was a time where MSG was holding all these big fights, and now I feel like, every couple of years when we got Taylor Serrano, prior to that, it was, Brooklyn's cool and all, but we got to go back to the Mecca. The Mecca is the best. I would absolutely love that. In your perfect world as well, he fights November 8th.
Yep.
How soon could we get this fight? You obviously didn't get hurt in your fight, I would imagine, right? 72 seconds?
Yeah.
Unless something happened?
I mean, it depends on how his fight go. If he's in a war, maybe we'll see. Maybe April, March, April. If not, if he make quick work of it, who knows? We could be back in there sooner. So it's all for real. It's all up to how him right now, because he the one that has a fight. Hopefully he doesn't get no cuts, no broken hands or anything, or anything hurt on him. So it's dependent on him at the moment.
The other two options, of course, Sebastian Fundora and I think Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is there is some interest from MSG to have you versus Xander Zayas at MSG. Are you hearing this as well?
I'm with whatever. That's what I can't wait.
You want all these guys? I like these options for you.
I'm really about to show y'all. Like I'm about to run through these guys. I'm about to run through these guys and show y'all one by one. Like this 154 really mine, and I'm gonna shut everybody up. I can't wait. I hear the little chatters and all the little.
What do you hear? What's bothering you? What are people saying?
It's just little.
They're
things.
questioning you.
Yeah, they questioning it. It's cool, and I love it. They're not doing nothing but adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
and it's gonna make it worse each and every time for whoever stepping in the ring with me.
Seeing what Terence did not that long ago, did that give you motivation? Because it feels like for the longest time people were questioning him, doubting him. He wasn't getting the big opportunities, the big fights. Do you see yourself in his journey?
Tim Bradley voiced doubts about a potential fight between Vergil Ortiz and Jiren Ennis, suggesting Ennis might avoid it because of the risk and hold out for a bigger payday or better timing. His remarks stirred debate among fans, adding more intrigue to the growing rivalry between Ortiz and Ennis.
You come up, you got that Benz now, you know what I'm saying? Back then they didn't want you, now you hot, they all on you. Yeah. This is one of them situations right here. Well, it's like, oh, back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, now you all up on me. Man, did you see Boots, how he jumped up in the ring? I didn't know if that was Boots or Rick Ross. I was like, damn, is that Rick Ross in there? Like, all the jewelry he had on and everything. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is this the grown-up version of Boots? Because I ain't never seen all them chick chains all over my man, blinging, blacka, bling, and all up on his chest and everything. I ain't never seen that before. I'm like, this dude got a new persona. Is this the killer Boots? This is what we've been waiting on? because I'm sitting there going, oh.
Promoter Eddie Hearn talked about the difficulties in setting up a fight between Vergil Ortiz and Jiren Ennis, pointing to demands from both camps over shares and recognition. He noted that while the matchup has huge potential, business and scheduling issues are slowing it down, and arranging a Crawford versus Ortiz fight might be simpler at the moment.
Vergil's a great fighter. This is not, there's nothing but respect from us, but we just know we win. And, like, it's not for us. Once you start hearing things like, we're the A side and we want 10 million and we want, what does Boots? It's like, what? Guys, Ortiz has never been a world champion. Great fighter. Boots has been world champion. He's been a unified champion, but neither of them are world champions now. They're just the top two fighters in the division. So if you truly believe that you're the best, make the fight. And it'll be really interesting to now see if they truly believe. Because the fight's there, the fight's done, the money's there, the pay-per-view's there. I mean, it's a massive fight, but you can find an excuse if you don't want to do it. So we'll see.
And obviously we saw the fighters face off, and we know you want to fight. The fighters clearly want to fight. And you mentioned the $10 million mark by Rick Merigian, I believe his name is, the manager of Vergil Ortiz. Do you see it as an obstacle? I mean, is it a real obstacle? If you come out with
Vergil Ortiz said he doesn't expect Terence Crawford to drop back to 154 pounds, noting that Crawford has bulked up and is focusing on higher weight classes. While Ortiz respects that, he admits it makes their potential fight harder to set up, adding that he will continue taking big fights in his own division while staying hopeful a matchup could happen in the future. The ongoing talks around Ortiz, Crawford, and Jiren Ennis underscore an exciting landscape in the higher weight classes, shaped by Ortiz's ambition and Crawford's strategic approach.
Fight at some point?
No, so he's not coming back to 154. I spoke to him. This is my first time saying on media. I spoke to him, and he's not going to come back to 154. He's going to fight his two last fights and retire. And you know what? I respect it because he's been undisputed at 140, at 147. Get your money and get out. I mean, what else do you have to prove? You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's...
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates and exciting fights coming your way.